the love of God operating through the human heart. At Agape, we teach a positive, practical spirituality so that you can be any religion you want or no religion, and you can use the tools that we teach. They're practical. We don't get into a lot of theory. We talk a little bit about it, but it's got to be practical because we want to make sure that you can change your life. What we basically teach is how to better self-love through conscious living. Conscious living is all about living in awareness. So today, let's take some time and let's go inside. Let's spend whatever time it is and connect with something deeper within us. So I invite you to get in a comfortable, seated, upright position with your back straight, your hands gently resting on your lap. Close your eyes and bring your awareness to your breath. Consciously breathing in and breathing out through your heart center, right in the center of your chest. Visualize that breath moving in and out of your heart center. And we're going to take some long, deep breaths in with the purpose of connecting, purifying, nourishing, and opening our heart. So just follow my lead. Take a deep breath in and breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Now, there's wisdom in your heart. Ask your heart, what is it longing to experience? Who must you become to have that experience? What must you let go to have that experience? Again, who must you become to live the life your heart wants to live? It's in you. You've just got to want it. You've really got to want it. So see it in your life now. In your mind's eye, see it. And see your heart smiling at you, saying, yes. And know that your heart will guide you one step at a time to a greater and greater and greater experience of love. And know that there's always more love to experience. So with this idea implanted, know that the heart guides and it'll give you feedback. You just got to listen. You've got to feel. You've got to be aware that the power to create is in you. So with this implanted, with this new idea being brought out, come back to this time, to this place, to your body, and gently begin to move your head. And when you're ready, open your eyes and welcome this new day. So today, I'm going to continue on a theme that I've done before. And the theme I'm going to talk about today is, what is awareness? And it's a deeper dive. We're going to go a bit deeper than I've done before. And so I want you to be open to the idea of hearing new ideas and how might these ideas work in your life. I first want to examine the idea of human awareness. And human awareness is our ability to recognize that we have a body and we have a mind. Now that sounds pretty simple, but how often are you aware that you have a body and you have a mind, or are you really just living as the body and the mind and not understanding that your awareness that's outside of the body, outside of the mind? See, we get confused. We so identify with our personality and with our body that we forget that we're so much more. We're awareness. You see, human awareness, 3D awareness, time and space, is our ability to consciously experience our senses. Do you get that? We have 5 senses. Everything in this human world, we get through our senses. So when we're aware, human awareness is to consciously experience, what am I feeling? What am I seeing? What am I hearing? What am I smelling? What am I tasting? To consciously do it, not unconsciously. Most everything we do is unconsciously. But to fully, when you're eating food, to fully be aware you're eating the food, and what is the taste? How does it feel in your mouth? What does it smell like? How's it going to nourish your body? Can you hear the sound of you chewing? You see, our senses give us all the input in our human form. But know this, our sensory experiences are controlled by our perceptions, most of which are unconscious. So we have perceptions. There are beliefs. We've had them. We started accumulating them from the time we were born. Some people say even before we're born, even before we come out of the womb, we have preferences. Well, guess what? Those are just perceptions. And how do we know those perceptions are right? How do we know those perceptions aren't limiting? In most cases, they are. So we control our sensory experiences by our perceptions, but are you conscious of it? You see, being aware means you're conscious. That's a real important idea. And you see, our perceptions are based on our level of awareness of what we are and what we identify with. What do you identify with? How do you view yourself? Here's a great one. Do you view yourself as a connoisseur of life experience? Do you fully see life? Do you fully smell what you smell? Do you fully hear all that life is? Do you fully taste when you're eating? And do you fully feel through your nerves? I would invite you to become a connoisseur of life and fully relish every single moment of this human experience. You see, human awareness is basically to know the frequency to which we are tuned. Realize that all you are is energy. And because you have a physical body, your physical body is energy vibrating at a very, very, very slow frequency. Now, the degree of which that frequency is tuned, how it's vibrating, will determine your experience. And that's real important to know. It's real important to know that your frequency is controlling your health, your wealth, your relationships, everything. your frequency. Our power to create is our ability to change our frequency. Do you get that? So it's like we've got a radio in front of us, a receiver in front of us, and all we do is we dial in a frequency. And we do that with our thoughts. We change our frequency by changing the energy we are and the energy we surround ourselves with. The energy and frequency that we are is the sum total of all the thoughts that we have ever thought. It's all of our beliefs. Most of them are unconscious. We never chose them. It's also about what we surround ourselves with. Think about this new study of epigenetics, where they take DNA, put it in a petri dish, and science has determined that the DNA, the human DNA, can be changed based on the environment that DNA is put in. That's the same thing that's true for you. Your energy will change by the energy you surround yourself with. It could be just as simple as changing the music you're listening to. Is it an uplifting music? It is a downlifting music, down-lowering music. Something I do every day. I have 4 songs that I play every day. I play the song by the Black Eyed Peas. I play the song by Robbie Williams, I Love My Life. I play I Love My Life by DeMarco. After that, different song. And I play I got this feeling. All uplifting. Why? It's changing my frequency. You're the master of your awareness if you choose to be. You're the master of your thoughts. You can choose to think anything you want. What I'm finding is that most people are thinking negative thoughts. And let me tell you right now, anything on the news, anything on social media, it's all nonsense. You got to let that stuff go. You've got to be willing to step outside of the norm, and you've got to be willing to accept and create yourself. And you've got to be willing to be unique. You were created unique. You were created to be different than anyone else that's ever been on the planet, that ever will be on the planet. Stop running away from that. Embrace that. Embody that frequency. Expand that frequency. Expand that frequency to a greater sense of joy, a greater sense of abundance, a greater sense of harmony, a greater sense of excitement, enthusiasm. Man, your energy will shift and you'll have such a thing. So this is the human awareness. Now, you think you're done? No, there's even more now. There's spiritual awareness. So what is spiritual awareness? Spiritual awareness is beyond our senses. Think about what I just said. Can you even imagine what it means to be beyond your senses? It's simply the recognition that you're simply energy and consciousness. That's all you are. So it actually could be that you have an absolutely zero experience because there's no contrast in the spiritual realm. There's just energy. There's just consciousness. This is the state of the observer. In spiritual awareness, there is only the observer. And the observer is completely unattached to anything happening in the 3D world, in the physical world. That's the key. Can you look at your life as the observer? Let's take this a little bit further. Can you be in the physical world, seeing, smelling, tasting, hearing, feeling, fully, completely, everything you're doing in a moment, and then step outside of that and observe yourself doing it with no attachment, zero attachment. You're fully engaged, fully present, fully observant, and fully experiencing. You see, to live a fulfilled life is to live a life in balance. A balance of the human and the divine. One is not better than the other, but they coexist in harmony when we're aware enough. The key to life is balance. In the human form, you want to balance your job, you want to balance your money, you want to balance your relationships, you want to balance your health, you want to balance your spirituality. You want balance there. And then you want balance between being in the human form, being in the divine form, being the observer, being the experiencer, being the creator. Balance is the key to a fulfilled life. You see, as long as we are in human form, we will continually fall out of awareness on both the human and the spiritual level. It is through this forgetfulness that we get to experience the infinite nature of life. See, because we forget, we get challenged. Because we forget our spiritual side, we get to experience greater and greater and greater sensory type experiences. We didn't come into this world, into this 3D human world, to live as the divine. We came in to experience it, to know it, to fully be it. And we do that as the observer and the experience. In truth, all you are is awareness, whether you're aware of it or not. The more aware you are, the more conscious creator you will be. The greater and greater experience of life you will have when you become aware that you create your experience in the human form and in the spiritual form. You cannot separate them. I invite you to embrace your power. I invite you to find balance. I invite you to be unique. I invite you to be you and fall in love with your life. I want to thank you for joining me today. If you like this message, share it with others. If you like this message, make a donation to Agape. That donation allows us to continue to bring these events. And know that if you go to agapespiritualcenter.com, you'll find many events that you can do virtually with us. Most of our events are Zoom oriented. We're online, and we're here for you wherever you are in the world. Know that I understand that your time in human form is your most valuable asset, and I want to say thank you for watching this and for taking time to get a greater clarity about you, who you are, and the power that is within you. Make this your best week ever.